The only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer! Hello and welcome to a very relieving episode of Beer Busters.
We made it!
Where we're going to bring you the news and reviews of some wonderful brews. My name is Dan Baker, joined as usual by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
For me, it's been a day and a half to get here. Wayne, it's been about a day.
Yeah.
You weren't involved in the first half. I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. But I am super happy to be here. Is this officially Harleysville? Are we in Harleysville proper?
Woo!
Ish, give or
You
take?
are.
Ish.
Okay.
Talmanson.
Township.
but Harleysville.
Okay. I'm gonna say Harleysville to make it easy on myself and everyone.
we're in the taint.
Okay.
In the
all
taint.
Right.
All
So
right.
we are in Pennsylvania's taint. At, of course. No, that's not, of course. No good brewery would be in the taint. We are at Blueprint Brewing, and I'm super happy to be here. Heard a lot, and it's been... My mouth has been watering leading up to this episode because I've heard so many good things about the beer. And I had one sip of beer so far today, and I can't wait for there to be more. But the one sip that I had was fantastic. So we've got a couple of guys at the table who were kind enough to donate some time with us. We have...
Kyle Fetch. Corey McDonald.
Jason Scholl.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for having us out here, and thank you for waiting for those of us to get here who needed to get here. There's a lot of cool stuff that's on the way. You guys have an awesome barbecue truck here, too. What's the name of that truck?
That's Baba Louie.
Baba Louie. Baba Louie.
First time here.
That should be easy to remember.
He
Baba
came
Louie.
out at, 11 degrees?
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
And he's happy to be here. We're happy to have him.
that's awesome. Yeah, Dan's got some stuff left, although he scarfed most of it down. It smells really good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Brisket
It looks
sandwich
really
and the
good.
mac and cheese. It's so good.
dude.
So good.
yeah, dude.
Can't
Baba
go wrong
Louie.
with good barbecue at a brewery.
I always love shouting out good food trucks.
Yeah, definitely.
Baba Louie, you guys are awesome.
And they have a veg option.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool.
I didn't know.
It's
I
not the
ate before
bacon
I came
wrapped
here.
jalapeno poppers,
No.
right? Okay.
No.
What'd you go for veg?
We ate at the butcher and the barkeep.
Yeah, but
So I ate. No, apparently they have veggie chili or something on
Oh,
their
that's
menu,
cool.
which is
Ah,
really
good
cool.
for
She
them.
didn't get to eat it because she pre-gamed.
I
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm
Not knowing there was gonna be an option.
99% of the times when we go to a brewery, there's nothing I can eat. So,
That is very true. There's everything I can eat.
and you can't go to a brewery hungry.
I know. That's why I had the food before we started recording. Well, I know we've got a lot going to, so I, of course, want to remind everyone out there in podcast land. Well, one, Happy New Year to everyone out
Yeah,
there.
this is. Wait. This will this be our
This
first?
is the first recording of 2018, but we forgot to say it last
Happy New Year, everybody! Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Well, and
Careful
quite
of the
honestly,
computer.
Yeah, watch
we
the-
as partners haven't seen each other in the new year.
Hey,
Oh,
all
really?
right.
Oh, cheers to
time
that.
together.
Hey, all right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
So yeah, this won't be the first episode you'll be hearing in the new year. It'll be the second. Or
Yeah,
or
because the
third.
last episode we
I don't
got
even know anymore.
I meant to bring it up in the last episode, but we got super duper drunk like we
We
always
got
do.
very drunk.
I actually was not as bad as I thought I would be, and I tried to have a little restraint, but
it was
believe
a, it was a basement episode.
It was a
That's how
basement
that-
episode
Basement
with
episode's
the
good.
BIPA guys, Brews in PA. So
Guys who are here tonight, so shout out to them.
Yeah,
they are.
yeah,
Oh,
we've
they're
seen
relaxed on the sofa over there. Hi guys. Hi
They're,
guys.
they're socian like pros.
Yes.
Best
They're
part
so
of
good
the
at
brewery, right over there.
Yeah,
you go.
I noticed that. I've been eyeing that up. Well, yeah, for everyone out there in podcast land, remember, you can interact with us. We are on the socials, the social media. We
That's
are
right.
on the Instagram and the Twitters at Beerbusters, and on Facebook, just type in Beerbusters Podcast in the search bar. Don't do a .com.
Graham
the only,
game
the only
on
.com
point.
you want to do is beerbusterspodcast.com.
Go there and do things.
Yes. And in light of the hellish day I've had, I'm going to try to write an article on one of the beers I got today.
Nice.
Keyword
Yay.
being try. Try.
You're
Keep-
a good writer. You should.
Thank
Keep
you.
your eyes out for that, everybody.
And, of course, you can go to Patreon.
You can go to patreon.com/beerbusters. Donate as little as $1 a month and get cool behind-the-scenes perks. The best of which is, of course,
Last
Last
call.
Last
Call.
Call, the bonus podcast that only our patrons get to hear. It's fun and fabulous, and you should definitely check it out.
Which, by the way, have we told them about Last Call yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
At least
Okay.
I told most of them.
they know that's coming.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
My favorite part is when we get to the end of a recording and we forgot to tell them that we do a last
Yeah.
call, and they think the episode's over. Like, oh, no, wait, we have like another 10, 15 minutes we got to do.
It's the most fun.
But you can hear that at patreon.com/beerbusters.
Yes, you can. Well, on that note, I feel like we're going to do this. It's been an interesting couple of weeks in beer news, and I wanted to kind of get something that would at least be relatable to when the episode's going to release. And this one, it is a little timely, but I like the meat of the article here. So, of course, I'm sure we all use Untapped, except for Wayne.
I don't use Untapped.
I don't. This Corey. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't go on
Okay.
Untapped.
I don't like
No
Untapped.
problem.
Yeah. Don't get high.
I officially
don't get
decided
low.
I don't like it.
Let your beer speak for itself.
I just use it to check in the beers as a reminder of
Oh
what I
yeah,
had. I don't rate
I
anything.
get it from a consumer perspective. Hell yeah, got to be there. Most of my best friends are on the West Coast. The only way we can drink socially, Untapped.
That's
Interesting.
true.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Connecting people across
Yeah.
distances.
So, as people who own a brewery, do you respond to Untapped comments?
No.
I will. I'll throw up a toast every once in a while,
Okay.
just to say hey.
Okay.
I'm not trying to use it to interact with our customers.
Okay.
I let them speak and they can do as they please.
That's the right way to do
And
it.
I can't stop them. You know.
Yep. There's a brewery that did not do that. Pretty triumphantly at that. Yeah.
Nice.
I think I'm going to love this story.
Oh yeah. I'm going to
looking pretty
paraphrase
good so
because
far.
the article mentions a lot of things. So, of course, as a brewer, I'm sure you have to have thick skin because you're going to have people who are just going to be out there to be trolls.
Yep.
But of course, the easiest way to figure out what people are thinking is Untapped, so you can see what people are saying about it.
Or any social media site ever.
Yes. Well, the owner and head brewer of Dystopian State Brewing Company did not respond in a good fashion.
Whoops.
Completely off the rails, as Beer Street Journal puts it. A brewery visitor by the name of Gus Erickson was not satisfied by the beers of Dystopian State. He voiced his opinion on, well, this was on Facebook, and the comment was, only place I have spit beer back into a glass.
Harsh. Burn.
It is.
tough
It's
one.
harsh.
That's a tough
Admittedly,
one.
it is harsh. But as the brewery owners, or even the brewer, you guys would just stop there, right?
You can't please everybody. You got to
Right.
understand that.
Right. And that's like the rule of the industry. That's the rule of the world. You can't please everybody.
And you use that as an opportunity.
Right.
It's an opportunity to talk to somebody that's not satisfied. Bring them back in, style them out.
Right.
Make them feel special, and show them the passion behind the beer, and then it becomes I was a troll. I had a bad night, and then all of a sudden I realized that these guys have a heart, and I flame their beer.
Yeah, and I wonder, and that's interesting, and I'm sorry to interrupt your news story,
No, please.
Dan, but I wonder if, if somebody who goes on to Facebook or Untapped or Twitter or whatever and shits on a beer or a brewery, I wonder, if the brewery actually responds to that, does that encourage or discourage? Because I think
depends.
it's the kind of industry where you're more likely to get a response than if you were to shit on a store or a restaurant or
agree with
a
that.
hotel.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
probably not going to get a response, or you're going to get a form letter that said, "Oh, we're sorry, here's some coupons
Yeah.
or whatever."
Yeah.
But in the brewery space, you're going to probably, if you get a response, it's going to be a personal response from the brewer, from the owner. And I wonder, I feel like some people would be shut down by that because they'd be like, "Oh, this is
Hold
a-
on.
this is
I
a
want to
real
know what they
person."
said.
Yeah.
So
Read it.
Let's get to the G.
The
Let's get to
come
the
on,
G.
verbatim, and then
Get
there's a
the deets.
picture, and I'm debating if we should put this up on the website. But this is where the story would have ended if owner and head brewer. Yeah, we ain't got a glimpse of the picture. So if
Well,
owner
there's
and
pictures.
if
Well,
owner
it's just
and
a
head
picture
brewer,
of
Hold on,
text.
you got to flip that thing around.
It's just
Oh,
a
we will. Don't
picture
worry.
of text.
Shane McElrath and co-owner Lana Hadzagiri, I'm just going to say,
Great job.
had just let the comment go and moved on with brewery operations. They didn't. So co-owner Lana, I'm not going to try to say her name. Lana,
It's a lot of consonants in that
yeah,
name.
including a Z, didn't take so kindly to his thoughts on their beer and voiced them immediately. Apparently, in one of the exchanges, she called him a fucktard. McElrath privately wrote...
Highest compliment ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
McElrath, however, privately messaged Erickson a string of expletive-laden comments that, of course, didn't stay private very long. Erickson shared the exchange on social media, and the backlash has been strong. Here are some of the comments from Shane McElrath.
So remember, this is the guy who said it was the only place that he spit the beer back into the glass.
So this is in response to that guy.
I know, but
right.
that sets up what comes
Right.
next.
So
Let's go, Shane.
This was the response.
Shane's response: spit that back in your boyfriend's mouth, you piece of shit.
Wow.
Come on, man, say something. I'll fuck your shit up. Come on, Bicycle Institute. Don't get that one.
I don't know what that means.
Fucking troll piece of shit. I know your name now. Now
Ooh.
you got my attention. What's up, man? Got anything else to say about my business, my beer? Want to come show me how a home brewer makes beer? You are not anonymous, asshole.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
That's,
So-
that's,
That
that's
escalated
not
quickly.
how you handle.
Yeah. So here's where Untapped comes back into play a little more. Besides being one of the forums where somebody can voice this kind of opinion, members of the Untapped community started logging 0.25 stars on Dystopian State beers and destroying the brewery in the comments. Untapped has disabled check-ins and comments as of the writing of this article.
For the whole
For
brewery.
that brewery.
For that brewery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No comments, no check-ins.
No check-ins allowed for Dystopian State.
So people are doing that just
Did
in
they refund
response
them?
to this.
I don't know. That's a good question.
So,
So what is the... Wait, there's an error message here that Untapped is giving.
oh yeah, the error is. It says,
What does it say?
Error: check-ins to beers from this brewery have been temporarily disabled. Try again later. And then it's one of those generic. Still having problems.
Oh,
Let us know what we can do to help. Blah blah blah.
That's interesting,
What goes on from there is, of course, if you have any semblance of any kind of PR for your brewery, you're going to respond to that
Sure.
in a way that's better than what Shane did. So the brewery went out to say that, one, McElrath has been suspended from his duties at Dystopian State, and they posted an apologetic message that starts, "We really screwed up. We lashed out to one of our customers who made a negative comment about our beer on a beer group on social media. We made it personal and have sent him messages in very poor taste. This is unacceptable, and it was wrong. This is unprofessional, and we take full responsibility. Gus Erickson, thank you for giving us a chance, and please accept our deepest apology for sending you hateful messages. We would also like to reassure you that we accept people from all walks of life, any and all sexual orientation, color, gender, and opinion."
Wow. You got it.
Yeah.
Throw it
What
in.
the fuck?
That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of business 101.
Yeah.
It really is.
You
It
don't
is.
blast the people who bought your product.
Correct.
They're allowed
There's
to have,
ways that you can be like funny and sarcastic
Right.
in response.
but not spit it in
Yeah.
your
But you
boyfriend's
can't-
mouth,
yeah.
motherfucker.
You can't go there.
What
We
the hell?
we
Jesus Christ.
received a 1-star, and it's you cock your head a little bit, and you go, well, what
Yeah, like what didn't you like about it?
is it?
But-
Was it their day? It was just a bad day for them, and then you kind of hit them with kindness, and you usually don't get a response.
Yeah.
Right.
But this,
If you don't have anything nice to say.
correct.
I think it's just appropriate that it was Dystopian Brewery.
I know,
So
man.
the-
It
the
could not have gotten
dystopian-
better than that.
The dystopian beerscape we are now
Yeah.
living in, where these sorts of things happen.
Yeah, where this is acceptable.
Yeah.
The other one, just a quick blurb here.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
Adnams, who
huge.
is a regional British brewery based in Southwold, East Suffolk, will release.
fancy.
It does. They're going to release a New England IPA this year, according to a recently published schedule.
Don't let
All right,
Corey
real,
hear
real,
that.
real, hold on,
Oh,
real
wait,
quick.
here we go.
Hold on.
Here we
Is
go.
it legit New England if it's released in New England?
It's like an
Or is
old
it just
England.
Old
IPA.
England?
It's a
Is it
new
just
old
an
England.
IPA?
You can't say
Yeah.
Old English, though.
Burn the place down.
It's a new old England IPA.
Yeah, no.
This is that. This is
Well,
this
hold
is
on.
wait,
I'm
no,
walking
this
away.
is-
I'll let the
Hold
boys
on.
handle
Does
this.
that mean you can't brew a British mild?
Oh, snap.
Wow. It's funny that you say that. We absolutely can brew.
And I'm pretty
brew
sure
a
she
British
drank
So
it.
they can
Yeah.
brew a New England IPA. I would advise against it,
Yeah.
but
No, yeah.
enough.
that's
fair
a,
You
that's,
out?
a, that's a
Ca-
whole nother
calls me-
soapbox.
Are you out? You out on the New England?
Yeah.
Way
Right
out.
there, so- give me
My girl.
Give me a Pilsner.
Yeah. I'm
Anyway,
with you.
sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
that's fine.
Finish
Give me
your
a
blurb.
classic. Sorry, we
No.
digress.
This is
and
just
we will.
the sort of paradox that is bound to occur in this new dystopian beerscape we are living in.
Yes. The NE IPA is part of a limited run of seasonally produced keg beers that will also include an Earl Grey tea-infused lager, which I actually would be interested in trying.
That sounds interesting. I mean,
That sounds awesome.
And they're allowed to
does.
do that. They invented Earl Grey.
Tea,
Yeah.
Earl Grey, right?
Hot.
Jean-Luc Picard, the whole thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
These guys don't get it because they don't watch television.
Oh man,
No.
it was almost a response there, and then he gave up.
Yeah. It's going to be available exclusively in kegs during April and May 2018 only. And why it matters, the article says, the 147-year-old Adnams is perhaps best known for its cask and bottled ales such as Ghost Ship Pale Ale and Broadside Premium Bitter. This will be the East Coast of the UK brewery's first foray into this particularly trendy beer style. But Adnams and its brewing team, led by head brewer Fergus Fitzgerald, that's a name, has never been one to shy away from trends. It released its Jack brand dry hop lager in 2013 and Ease Up Session IPA joining its lineup just a couple of years later. So I think it's interesting.
So wait, is the only reason this is a story is because a brewery in England
yeah,
is
it's
making a
doing
New England IPA?
one of ours.
pretty much it.
Because traditionally they stick to,
Well, it is.
they don't
It is
experiment.
I mean, it's interesting.
Kind of getting back to what we were talking about a minute ago, there's so many people that have so many opinions about so many different beers. At the end of the day, I mean, we're primed for 16 taps here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we want to make beers that appeal to everybody. And, it's you're going to walk in expecting one thing, and we want to hit you with a million different things. So you're like, well, I hadn't considered that, but maybe I'll check that out. I'm an IPA guy. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to check that out. And, at the end of the day, we're not going to appeal to the guy we were talking about a minute ago, Mr. Fucktard. At the end of the day, he's got.
I don't think anybody appeals to that guy. That's the thing.
He's got an axe to grind, but
he does.
This is
or beer. A beer to spit.
Right. This is beer, man. Let's hang out. Let's check out some different things.
Amen to that.
Amen. Yeah. Speaking of, why don't we just mention what our first beer in the lineup here is real quick?
All right.
Totally. We're doing Barleysville Brown.
Yeah. I
Corey,
actually
do you want to tell us about that
just
one?
had a full pour of this, but I'm happy to have some more.
I was attempting to steal Kyle's beer, and my hand was slapped away.
I kissed it.
Good job.
A gentle tap.
All
right, so this is one of our core beers, and we're going to cheers to this one.
Cheers to this. Just be careful of the electronics.
Careful.
I'm just going to do 1 and 2 right there.
Light
cool.
Gross.
So Barleysville Brown, we've been in business for now. We started this joint back in May. Started brewing beer back in July. And the one thing we wanted to do was brew an all Pennsylvania beer.
Wait, does this have a Dutch in it?
It's got a double Dutch.
Yeah, there it is.
For it. Hit the fucking button.
I don't know where it is.
Hit the button.
It's got a Dutch.
There it is.
There it is.
We got drops.
We do got drops.
So a couple of different things went into this beer. So, like all breweries, we came out hard. We had a traditional beer portfolio, blondes, browns, yada, yada, yada. And the market told us we need to make all IPAs. And we said, well, we're going to make this beer. So this beer is all Pennsylvania malt with our friends from Deer Creek Malt House out in Glen Mills. I have known Mark for about 1 million years, but I actually didn't get a chance to actually meet Mark in person until we started this project. In the meantime, Mark and I were doing awkward text messages and emails, and our wives found out about it, and things got weird. So we tried to make it real and made this beer. So this is all Double Dutch and Dutch malt from them, and the only thing it does have a little bit of hair of Dutch. And we're very, very, very proud of this malt beer, especially because it also uses hops grown on their farm. So you've got Zeus and Cascade grown on the farm right there, and it doesn't get much more Pennsylvania than this.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. We love this beer. It's called Barleysville Brown. I mean, obviously we're in Harleysville, and we're trying to change the name of the town. In a perfect world, we got 5 other breweries that hop in here with us, and we hope this beer makes it do it.
Very nice. It's pretty cool. I remember when we first met the guys at Deer Creek way back when, kind of when they were first starting out, and they were growing hops, and they were kind of like, it's just something we thought, let's try, let's plant some hops, see what happens. And it was sort of like they didn't expect like anything to come of it. There wasn't much there. And now to hear that, they're cultivating well enough that you guys can use them in a beer, and make it like a full Pennsylvania beer with their malt and their hops is really awesome.
Last time we were there, they were just installing the poles.
That's true, they were.
It's been too long.
That's true, yeah.
I always like to get to places where they just install the poles. Sorry.
So speaking of going back to when the poles were installed, talk about the history of this place. How did you 3 idiots come to decide that you were going to open a brewery?
Wow. Listen, they can say it, you can't.
Nobody sees we're wearing the dunce caps, but apparently we've made it 7 months, and we're doing this. So I'm going to let Kyle take this one.
Pick it up, man.
Jason, you're
actually, we have a rule that Kyle can't talk to people, so Jay's going to take
We are morons, I will say that.
Right. Well, we should define the role. So Corey, who was speaking so passionately about the beer, you're the brewmaster.
Yes, sir.
So you're the beer guy. So
and
you're
crazy person.
And crazy person. Well, that kind of goes hand in hand. So you're the why are we idiots guy.
Yes, Kyle Fetch.
Kyle
small business manager.
I'm
in commercial construction, as is Jason. That's how we met about 10 years ago. Both entrepreneurs at heart and wanted to always branch out and do something different. Had a love of beer. I'm a home brewer as well. Never got as funky as Corey did because I'm not that crazy. But all in all, Jay and I always meshed and had a project of some sort, and then we met Corey along the way that really sparked things. But go ahead, Jay, hit it.
Yeah, so my wife is a wife of 3 weeks, mind you.
Really? Congratulations.
Very much. Also, she's right over there with her bachelors. Thank you. So She is a real estate agent as well as a PhD student, and she met
easy.
Corey. I had to throw that in there. She met Corey a few years ago, and once Kyle and I were looking for a brewer, she said, hey, let me introduce you to somebody. So at the Christmas party last year, 13 months ago, I met Corey, hit it
Holy
off.
shit! Only 13 months ago.
And that
13
trips
months.
us out every day. Like
It's crazy.
I mean, I know these guys will attest to this, but it's amazing. We've talked to so many people that are like, I had to do this, that, and the other thing. 13 months ago, we sat down, had lunch, and we fell in love.
Corey is the luckiest man on earth.
So when you
Really.
guys like broke ground here, as it were, or actually started building a brewery here, did you stop and look at each other and be like, I think this might be moving a little fast?
Nope.
As a space you're talking, or are you talking?
I'm talking about as a relationship.
Yes.
The way we were able to sit down and come together as a team and mold the business plans. Because Jay and I started, and then Corey had his own, because he tried something about 5 years ago down in Northern Liberties. Once we were kind of able to come together as a merger, we could just see it happening. And the wives got along, the kids got along. It was kind of simple to see that, okay, this is happening. It is quick, but we wanted to jump on things as quick as possible. And, we are still learning each other at this point, which is, it's a business, and you learn.
I thought Kyle was a spoon.
No,
He's not.
No.
I'm a heavy fork.
Well, and I think that speaks to this area as well. This is Jason. I grew up in the area, and I live 7 minutes away, and I knew that this pocket of the area needed something, and it needed something bad. It's an adjacent town to where we all live, and so I think that was partly why it moved so quick. We knew where we needed to be. We just had to find the right space, and you quickly realize that we sort of were looking for a minimalist space so that we could do anything we wanted. Kyle and myself being contractors, we took this clean palette as a nice challenge to do something fun, funky, and bring in different sorts of vibes, and we think that we hit the mark.
I think I actually, speaking of the space, this is the first time I've been here, and the space is really awesome, and what I really like about it is the way that, like, the sort of seating area sort of snakes around the bar, and there's kind of like little alcoves and corners, like over there by the restroom, there's like this whole nice little nook where you can sit and drink. It's just a really it's a cool layout.
Yeah.
Sofa. Not just a
and
sofa.
well, there's a sofa.
A corner piece sofa
There's a corner
that looks
piece sofa
super
as well.
comfy.
It is.
Keep the black light away, please.
Yeah, nobody,
too close.
nobody wants that.
We originally planned to land this cooler and string it around the column, the centerpiece of the warehouse itself.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because everyone wants to string it around the column.
That's
Everybody
correct.
does as soon as the poles go in.
Yep.
Right.
However, it formed in this direction, and which made it the serpentine of sorts.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like it's like a lot of breweries. It's like a big open, warehousey type space. But the way everything is sort of sectioned off, it gives it like a cool feel where like it doesn't feel like a giant open area. It feels a little more cozy.
Yeah, and we knew when we saw the space, we have an 80 by 80 box. We have 6,400 square feet. So what we really did was we drew a line vertically down the center, and the left is the brew house, and the right is the tap room. So we just dropped the cooler in the center and did U-shaped seating around it. We thought that was the most inviting view to the front door. So it worked out
It's
well.
a cool spot. I
It's
really
an
like it.
interesting location in Harleysville. Is this like we're in a warehouse that's attached to a bunch of other warehouses, as it were? What else is back here?
You could call it an industrial park.
I was just going to say, there's a word for that.
Yeah, there's two things back here, Jack and the other word.
Shit.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought you were
So,
going to say Jill.
Shout out to Mitzvah Circle, though. They are
exactly, Jack.
a Jewish donation center down the other end of the
Nonprofit.
building, nonprofit. They take used clothes, shoes, toiletries, etc. They give them to the homeless. So they're a great neighbor to have. And they kind of bookend our building, but in between, it's really just kind of manufacturing.
Back to your point about being situated in a warehouse surrounded by other warehouses, is the fact that this is essentially what we call our community and our town. There's 25 other businesses around. There's about 3,000 people coming out of that, and most of them are, all of them are above 21, and most will hit happy hour pretty hard.
That's cool.
That's why we're here. That's why we did it. Looking at space, we don't necessarily have to move anytime soon. We can expand here and not worry about it.
You can be like the brewery. in Anaheim and just buy up the whole freaking park.
That's the
I
plan.
think
there's
you know
that.
what? Of course, the brewery just opened a spot in Washington D.C. So I was going to say the brewery of the East
No,
Coast, but
that-
the brewery is now the brewery of the East
We
Coast.
are huge fans of brewery. So in this day and age, there are so many breweries that are selling out, doing whatever. But to take an idea and grow it and germinate it and blow it up,
Into 3 brands now.
yeah,
It's crazy.
absolutely.
It's absurd.
You got to go. You got to run as hard as you can.
Yeah, it's for sure. So let's go as hard as we can into this next beer.
That's
bring
what
it.
she said.
That's
Sick
literally
segue.
Oh, I believe
Interchange Pale Ale.
Yeah, Interchange Pale Ale.
Quit touching my stuff.
Corey, tell us about it.
So I'm a right-hander, and I keep trying to grab Kyle's beer, and he keeps slapping my hand away. It's like a first date.
He'll
I
use
apologize.
either hand.
I
All
like
of
my
our
friend.
shit takes up a lot of space on the table.
It looks good, though.
If I had a quarter for every time I heard that.
I think Kyle's my favorite right now.
He definitely has a face for television, folks,
Right,
not
right.
radio.
Yeah.
Like we are doing the world a disservice.
I tried to get Yuki's job. He didn't give it to me. Yuki's like, get moving, you bum.
Kyle Fetch is a sexy
Stop it.
person.
Stop.
I'm touching
I
his
like the
knee.
man bun down there. Leave me alone.
Wow.
So, beer notwithstanding.
Wait, go back to interchange.
No. I'm bringing it back. Hold on one
jeez.
sec. Beer notwithstanding.
We're circling back.
I'm a very lucky person.
He always goes in circles.
I got a face made for radio, and I got 2 very good-looking partners in Jason and Kyle, and Jay got the
Isn't
hip
he
shot.
Just like
sweet?
flirting with
I didn't
you?
know where
Isn't he
that sentence
sweet?
was going until he hit the word partners. 2 very good looking
Like-
wives.
Hey. All right, so Interchange.
Interchange.
We're back at it.
Cheers.
Interchange is our West Coast Pale Ale. You're looking at 5.3%, mostly Cascades, a little bit of
Wait a minute,
Columbus.
you're not on the West Coast. Can you brew a West Coast Pale Ale?
Well, I have
Oh.
a birth certificate from Stanford, California.
And we are on the
So-
west coast of the Atlantic Ocean.
Bingo.
Well,
I mean, if you think about
It's
it
a
in
land coast,
reverse,
How much global
Don't go
warming
on here.
happened?
trying to make
or
it
as our
work.
president would say, we could use some global warming right now.
We're not going to
Anyway.
talk
A little
about
too
that
cold.
guy.
Yeah. On that note, this beer's delicious.
Yep. Couple things you don't talk about with new friends.
Ain't that the truth?
Politics, religion, and sex.
Well, we've already talked about putting polls in places. So.
All right, so let's knock out the other 2.
Better places than things.
All right, so
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
Done. Okay.
Jason has.
3 boxes have been checked.
This
All
is
right.
uncomfortable.
Continue.
All right, so anyway, welcome to Blueprint. This is Interchange. It's our pale ale. We name it Interchange. We are a mile off of the 476, which in Pennsylvania world, we have lots of turnpikes and things like that. So this is our namesake. It's a, like I said, West Coast pale ale, mainly Cascade, a little bit of Columbus. We hope you like it.
It's very good. It's actually, I was surprised when you said it was, 5.3%?
Yes, sir.
It actually, for the level of flavor and hop character
Right,
that
it
you
comes
get
off.
out of it,
Yeah,
I
it
would
comes
have
off like a
thought it was a
big
lot
boy.
higher.
Yeah. And that's what we get a lot, and that's what we wanted. For me, it's a little shout out to Ken Grossman and my boys in Chico. Yeah, I'm a California guy, and I wanted to mirror a little bit of that with my own twist on it. Yeah,
It's like the original Pale Ale.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the gateway drug
The
here.
gateway.
yeah.
the OG.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Sierra Nevada down in Asheville or outside of Asheville?
Not yet.
It is.
Mecca.
It's like the Biltmore of beer.
Wow.
Because you have the Biltmore down there, which is like this. But I will never forget driving over the little bridge and like seeing Sierra Nevada. And we did the. Rich took me there for my insert year birthday this last April.
Your insert year?
Insert year here.
That's awkward.
What's that?
You know, what is
I'm at
it?
the point where I don't tell people how old
10
I am
years
anymore.
is silver, 20 years is gold, 50 years is
Oh,
diamond. What's
all
the
right.
insert year?
Insert year is when you don't want to tell anybody how old you are anymore. But we did the Brewmasters tour, which is like kind of like the most in-depth tour you can do. And it was just amazing. And at the beginning of the tour, Ken Grossman walks past us. And I was like, I said to our tour guide, I was like,
Is that Ken Grossman?
Ken
like,
Grossman
"Can I
or
touch
George
him?"
Clooney. Sophie's choice, please.
Oh no, Ken Grossman for sure.
Wow. Okay.
And the tour was like 4
George.
hours long, and we drank a lot. And at the
Definitely
end,
George.
Ken actually met us then in the barrel room, and we shared a special bottle with him at the end of the tour. And there were only like 8 of us on the tour. It was a very intimate tour, and it was amazing. It was by far the best brewery tour I've ever done, and I've toured hundreds of breweries.
Those are shit. What'd y'all share?
I don't even remember. I'd have to look on Untapped.
Right,
Sorry.
because it was Ken fucking Grossman. And
I
you
was
were
too worried about getting a
basking in his
picture.
awesome-
I was too worried about getting a picture with him, which I did.
Give me this. Give me this.
I believe you could read all about that
I did write an article
on
about it.
beerbusterspodcast.com.
Hey, I know that website.
And probably the name of the beer we shared is probably in that article.
Probably on there.
Yeah. So you guys have been open since May, right? May, but started brewing in the summer, right?
You want to talk about construction?
Yeah, so we actually took rentership of the property May 1st.
All right.
And then we ordered the equipment, and we really needed to do bare bones work to get the equipment running, just electrical and plumbing hookups. So we got the equipment hooked up right away, manufactured beer for the distribution side, all the while constructing the tap room, and we opened that October 21st.
Holy shit! You guys do not mess
Yeah.
around.
So
No.
if you guys were entrepreneurs at heart, why a brewery? Of all the things that you could open, why a brewery?
Wow. There, if you guys don't mind,
You want to go?
I mean, you
I'm
could
actually gonna
each
let Kyle
answer
do that,
this.
because- yeah.
You know,
I mean, there is always money in the banana
Well,
stand.
That's true.
I think there's actually 3 different
I
answers.
get that.
Oh,
Probably.
Well, Kyle's going to touch my banana, and I'll take it the rest of the way.
All right,
Well,
fair enough.
who's going to light the fire?
It comes down to what the governor's done over the past few years with Pennsylvania laws and the brewery license. To grab a liquor license as a small business, it will never happen. Ever. You're competing against Giant. You're competing against TGI Fridays and all this other bullshit. And it's not going to work. And the governor saw that, and he reached out to the small guys out there, that the entrepreneurs at heart that wanted to do this exact same thing or something similar to a tap room or a bar or a TGI Fridays, and said, if you guys do it this way, well, I'll support you. And he has supported us fully all the way through. And I believe every brewery can speak to this, is that the fact that we're able to do this as a headquarters and then open 5 other locations just like this. Oh, and by the way, rip off some Pennsylvania brewed products and Pennsylvania distills and Pennsylvania wines. It's the same thing as a liquor license. So
Essentially, yeah.
Well, you're keeping your own backyard, too.
So
which
where
is
are the
nice.
other 5 locations coming?
Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean, at the rate you guys are going, I'd give it like 2-3 weeks. You know,
Maybe we'll bring
We
that up
don't
on
sit
last
still.
call.
This is where, so prior to the podcast, we all talked about, this is where the idea guy starts talking with his hands. So not only being the brewer.
His hands, not his ass.
Oh, yeah, I heard ass.
No, they might be
That too.
interchangeable for the guys. We got a lot of things going on, and we have an opportunity to jump into a lot of things. So being here in the Harleysville area, I mean, kind of dialing that back, there have been one brewery close to us that went Whiskey Tango and
Prism. We can say it.
All right.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It is
You
a
don't
shame.
want to see it.
They're really cool people, and they
We're
made
gonna
some really
pour
good
one
beer.
out, but we're
No,
not
not on
gonna
the-
pour
not on
one
the
out.
computer.
Right on the. No.
Yeah, but it's
Dan will
unfortunate.
kill you after the day he's had.
You got to control your growth. We have an opportunity to do a lot of things, and we're going to make sure we do a lot of those things right. So, like Kyle was saying, we're primed. Stay tuned.
Well, I think one of the good things for us is us 3 did not cash in our lifestyle or our professions or our families or anything else to do this.
Dude,
was-
your lifestyle lives in this brewery.
Good point. However, I know that my check clears for my full-time job every Friday,
Right.
Which
Same here.
which helps us allows us to maybe make some decisions that we may not otherwise make.
Gives you-
should we have all the
you could
chips
be a
on the
little
table?
more risky. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a little more. There's a backing, right? So
Yeah.
not regardless, but however the company does, us 3 are stable, and allows us to have a couple options. So
And
we'll
back
see.
to why a brewery, and which is why I brought up the 5 locations. and I don't want to tip anything off, but the margins within a tap room within a brewery is where it's at. So
yeah.
for us to open,
you're not packaging, you're not transporting, you're not. Yeah.
When we go out to the market, the bars are making our money.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So for us to be able to open those 5 locations,
But we love our retailers.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you got to get your name out there. You know, it's funny. It's interesting because
not if we can get 5 spots out there.
Hell yeah, brother.
This is, I think, sort of exactly why there's a formula to a successful brewery, and it's somebody who knows beer, somebody who knows business, somebody who can sell beer, somebody who can talk passionately
someone
about
that can construct the inside of a building.
Right. You need a construction and maintenance and that stuff. You need business and finance, and then you need somebody who's really passionate about beer. And I think sometimes people try to do all of those things and get a little, like with 1 or 2 people who, or do a little bit of each and get a little burnt out. And I think
Totally agree.
And I think part of the reason, like, you guys have had a lot of success very quickly, it's obvious that you guys all fill roles that are necessary separately.
Well, and I think that, none of us really have to come out of our comfort zone of who we are and what we do kind of professionally, which if you do have to do that day in and day out, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
And especially when you're exhausted and you're watching the bottom line every day.
Yeah.
That's a really tiresome formula.
Yeah.
So I think we can kind of go about our day, each add what we can each add. And we're 3 lunkheads separately, but together, I think that
What is the
our
definition of
powers
lunkhead?
combined.
We are the perfect brewer together.
Yeah.
I can't brew a thing. However, I could put the right person in the right position.
So which one of you is fire, which one's water, and which one's heart?
Wow. Captain America. Oh, no, it's not Captain America.
Planet.
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. Oh,
Fire,
wow.
water, heart. What does water do exactly?
It makes
Did
beer.
you see water or did you see water?
I'm sorry.
Water.
Water.
No, we're in
What did I
southeastern
say?
PA. It's water.
What did I say?
I'm a West Coast guy. It's all water.
Did I go
Water.
water?
It's water.
Water.
Water. Water. Water.
Water. It's water.
Water. It makes me physically uncomfortable
What
to
does
say
it do?
water.
Y'all
What
fired.
does it
I'm
do?
getting beer.
Hold on, we have
You got
another
2
beer.
in front
we
of
got
you.
2
Take
here.
headphones off.
So this
Oh,
next
he's going
beer,
in full pores.
He's got to stand.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Watch
This
your
ne-
feet. Watch your feet.
his watch is telling him to stand.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Grapevines.
No, you're not good.
kill him.
Yeah. Get him out. All right,
Holy
go ahead.
Jesus.
So the next beer
Let's
is
talk about the next beer while
Volume
the
1.
brewer's going.
Goddamn
Please,
brewers.
yes,
Goddamn brewers.
Volume 1 IPA.
Volume 1 IPA.
So is this a series, as it were?
We went with the volumes because we're big Jay-Z fans.
And
So-
at the same time, we're going to do a number of IPAs. So
That's-
why continually try to name them and name
Sometimes
them
I wish
shit?
our podcasts were videotaped. A number. I love it.
Are you doing the Hova sign?
No, I'm never mind.
But yes, back to it.
Wait, didn't Jay-Z have an album called Blueprint?
Yeah,
Correct.
weird.
Wait a minute.
and
Are you that
I
much
figured
into
no, I
Jay-Z?
figured it was Blueprint because you guys were in construction.
There you go.
Yes. That's
So is
And
that
then-
just like a
and then-
happy coincidence?
A happy coincidence.
Essentially.
Oh, that's cool.
Come back down to it. Jay's got the Blueprint album. We deal with blueprints every day, all day.
and if you do something for the first time in a community, you're
You
kind
are
of
the
laying
blueprint.
You're
down
laying the blueprint.
Bang.
Got so many layers.
Like an onion.
We're deep, dude.
How many
That is deep.
problems
It's
do
real
you
deep.
have?
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You
But
said
a beer ain't one.
Well, a
Beer
beer
ain't one.
could be a lot of your problems.
Okay, well,
That's
let's
true.
go back to Volume 1, even though the brewer's not here.
That's all right. He's talked a lot, so you can talk.
So it's a West Coast IPA. We
and
tried
that's allowed because he's from the West Coast.
Steph's all over him today. All over him. We could lock him outside if you want.
Just turn his mic off.
We think about it every day.
That would be cruel. It's really cold out. It
It
would
is
be
really
more
fucking-
humane to lock him in the cold box than it would be to lock him outside.
That's
right now.
true.
He'd start doing push-ups in there. He'd get out, dude. He'd bust right through that wall. He's an Army vet.
He is a Hulk.
man.
So is each volume the same recipe, just different hops, or
No.
is it completely different
Completely
recipe?
different recipe, completely different beer. So Volume 1 is our standard West Coast IPA. Volume 2 is our double. Volume 3 is our lemongrass IPA.
Whoa.
Volume 4, I'd say you can go with a wheat IPA. Volume 5. So we're just going to keep changing it up. So Volume 1 is always going to be Volume 1. However, as we roll through, it'll change. And every time you come out, you see a new volume on the board. You go, oh, shit, what's on it today?
Right.
But so volume 1 isn't gone once it's gone.
Oh, no.
It's not like a scratch
right.
No,
series.
no.
They- because I see on Untapped that there are already like 3 or 4 of, as you just mentioned,
Correct.
Yeah, and they're all some sort of iteration of an IPA.
Right.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah, and we're and I'm sorry, I
Corey's
said,
back, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're wondering.
He hulked his way back
Couldn't
into the
figure that
brewery. We could not keep him out.
So our whole mission. I mean, we're IPA heavy. This is a home for hopheads, and I'm a West Coast guy, and we will always do that. However, the plan is for 6 IPAs. And for the most part, they will always be on. So you have volume 1 through 6, and that's how we're going to roll. Obviously, we're primed for 16 taps here at the tap room, so you're going to have some weird IPAs. But for the most part, 6 IPAs on the market.
And I'm not trying to keep on naming IPAs.
Yeah, that can get kind of
Yeah,
tiresome. I
a
imagine.
little cumbersome. Yeah.
We look at each other. All right, what's this one called? What's this one called? And a lot of people call it, and we wanted to build this place and base it off of beers that you can drink. Anybody can come in and order, and at the same time, you'd be able to pronounce the name of the beer easily.
And it's not like
It's that easy.
because every hop pun has been used.
Correct.
So
Right.
there's nothing left.
Exactly. Exactly.
However,
However,
Oh, boy.
ein Minuten bitten.
yeah, when it comes to Hova,
Hova?
Jay-Z.
H to the Izzo.
Yeah,
Hey, to
thank
the
I
you.
don't get
Jay.
these Jay-Z references.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. No.
What are you
so-
listening? What are you listening to?
Who is this JZ character you speak of?
His girlfriend Beyonce.
Beyonce.
I wonder, do they call him that in Canada? Will they actually say Zed?
Probably not.
I don't mean to make a left-hand turn here with the conversation, but
Please
have we
do.
touched on the fact that we do a gluten-free beer?
I was
going to
bring it up. I was going to bring it up
do.
because
You're getting a little ahead of the game, but
I think we can go ahead. Let's do it.
So our
Should we let
next
the cat out of the
beer
bag? Is that the next one?
Do
Our
the
next
game
beer
and
It is.
Jay-Z get along?
is
I have no idea about
gluten-free
that.
stout.
Is this your first taste of a gluten free?
No.
You've had other gluten
Of
free
A or this one?
A.
No. I years ago wrote an article about gluten-free beers, and I put a lot of research into that one, and I was super proud
Okay.
of the article.
I'd love to hear your untapped version of this one.
Okay. Well, before I take a sip, do you guys brew with sorghum, or do you use brewer's Clarex, or how do you do it?
It's a great question. So my dad is hardcore celiac, and because of that, there's no Clarex that will ever
Completely remove it, right?
Right. So you got the USDA piece of certain part per million, but for hardcore celiacs, doesn't matter. They're still going to spend the next couple of days reading or listening to your podcast
Or reading it.
in the privacy of their own homes,
Yeah.
with the pants around their ankles.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend a couple of years ago who was celiac. Her and her sister were, and that's what actually prompted the article and my interest into it. And now that is all by the wayside, and I haven't talked to any of them in years. It still interests me
Love you.
because there's
Hearts for
Pour
eyes.
one out.
there's a select group of people out there who can't have
You
beer.
need a hug right now?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Don't worry. Thank you, though. I'm afraid that you would crush me. Let's be honest.
To be honest, Dan's more upset about what happened to his car earlier tonight.
Ain't that the truth?
You should
You
see
guys
us
had
at
a
a
hard
hard effing time. So,
So hold on.
All right,
but
wait. Go. Wait. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
You just
see what-
tasted
I
it.
did. Yeah, so I had a sip while.
Yeah,
while
we
were explaining
digress.
why. So you're right. I can tell that it's sorghum.
Yep.
But it has a good smokiness at the back end of it.
Yeah.
Which still rounds it out very, very well.
Cool.
I like it.
I think we have to
Go
point
ahead,
out, though, that this is a gluten-free beer and
Right, not gluten
reduced.
reduced. Because
it's
it's sorghum.
completely free of
Yeah.
gluten.
Right.
Mr.
Am I-
Brewer, would you like to talk about the difference?
No, by all means, ma'am. If you want to give the intro.
Actually,
we kind of-
we did kind of cover
Yeah, we
it.
touched on it a little bit. It's
Hey,
all
no.
about. Although,
So-
Sorry, I'm untapping.
no, that's fine.
I'm
I
Yeah,
should go.
tap that
Tap
sap.
I'm
that.
watching her too. I'm going to toast your ass.
I am shocked.
Y'all
I'm
tapping
gonna
it together.
toast your ass.
Stuff's getting weird.
I'm
Wow,
tweet-
out of context.
Hold on, I'm tweeting that.
Phrasing.
Pull that as a drop.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I
right?
think this needs a
Oh, it will be. I'm just shocked
There,
that
toast my ass right now.
this is the first time that Seth was
Toast
the one
my
not paying
ass.
attention.
Bring it.
yeah. Anyway, that's rare.
That never happens. Usually, Dan and I are the one that ask the questions that have already been answered.
Yeah.
Hold on,
So-
now I'm going to Instagram this.
My girlfriend at the time and her sister could both actually have beers that were brewed with Clarex.
Uh-huh.
Because we, I don't want to I guess it was in the article. Yards used Brewers Claret X, or maybe they still do in a couple
Who?
of their beers. Yards.
Who?
Yeah.
Don't know them.
Oh,
What?
Okay.
Never heard of them.
All right. Am I not supposed to say
My
that
my
name?
milkshake brings all the boys to it.
There
and
you
never
go.
heard of it.
Yeah,
Never heard
that
of it.
yard.
The longest.
It's better than
No,
yours.
no.
Yeah.
I can teach you.
Tommy and
but
the
I need
boys-
to
People
try.
have questionable music.
Tommy and the boys are great.
We're
effing
well-rounded.
people, and they have been nothing but supportive all the way throughout.
I have not tried a lot of gluten reduced or free beers.
Your thoughts?
It's good. It does have a nice smoky roastiness
Yeah.
to it that I wasn't expecting. However, if I were a celiac and this was the only kind of beer I could drink,
Yeah.
I think I'd be disappointed.
Okay.
Not that I don't like the beer, but I feel like it's not the kind of
Well,
beer I'd want to drink all the time.
You know, so
what I mean?
that's another reason why I did it. I don't want to call back to past relationships or whatever, but that was one of the things because Noelle,
Stuff's getting weird.
Noelle was upset that she couldn't have a lot of the beers that we were trying, and I felt bad that I didn't know anything about what she could have.
Right.
So I want to do
Cider.
research so people in her situation
Vodka.
could have something more than cider, could have more than vodka, could have
Vodka.
they could have a beer that was brewed like a beer, but may have used different ingredients or something to break down most of the strains of the gluten.
But it's super cool to know that people can come here.
Right.
And there is that option.
There's somewhere local that has
if
that.
you have a friend or a family member or somebody that either needs a gluten-free option or prefers. There are some people that, for health reasons,
Or just wants to try it.
Yeah, exactly. There's always, and I assume I'm saying this, but I'm assuming this is true, that there will always be at least one gluten-free beer on tap here.
It's funny. Our goal will be 4 gluten-free beers on tap.
Wow.
So a flight of gluten-free beers.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
That's really exciting.
So back to the point of not necessarily enjoying this one, there'll be many to
more
follow.
options. Yeah.
The only thing that it really stands out to me as being different is the mouthfeel. It's
Yeah, a little
definitely
bit.
a lot
Yeah.
thinner
It
than I would
feels-
expect from a stout, especially
Hashtag
when
no
you're
gluten.
brewing.
Hashtag
Well, when
no
you're
gluten.
brewing with those higher the malts that are more roastier,
Yeah,
you're going
yeah.
to get a creamier mouthfeel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't really get that when you're using something like Sorghum. But the
that's
flavor
actually-
is spot on, and like you mentioned the smokiness, right?
Yeah.
I was half paying attention as I was sociing.
I'm
Sorry.
used to that.
The
She really
smokiness
loves you.
is super nice.
All right, so great, awesome points. Couple of things. Number one, no gluten in means no gluten out. We never, ever, ever will use anything related to gluten in our gluten-free beers. We use Safehill. Go ahead, bro.
If that's the case, do you use different equipment to brew the gluten-free
I was
beers?
just asking
Absolutely.
the same thing.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of dedication, man.
So
That's great.
right now we're going to Smell-O-Vision.
Yeah.
But no, we use an absolutely completely different system to brew the beers. We use a whole different fermenters, whole different process.
Wow.
So again, it's all about.
And it only runs through the dedicated line
That makes
within
sense,
our
yeah.
tap room.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is why we can't push this to market either. 'Cause
Yeah,
we don't
'cause
trust
you
what's
can't
going
control
on.
it.
out
That's
there.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good
So
point.
it's in-house only, and
Yeah.
we're working our way into cans or
Yeah.
bottles with it.
And that's why when I interviewed
cans.
16,
We like
I need
cans.
16.
Everybody likes it in the can.
ounces.
Yeah, everybody likes to do the
When
can.
I interviewed
We
Tim
got that
at Yards for that article, he admitted that in most cases people with celiac or maybe a later diagnosis of celiac can have their beers, but they don't want to advertise it as that because when their beer is out there, they can't control
There's
what's
not
been in the
that
lines.
level of-
Correct.
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of
That's the toughest
liabilities
part.
with it.
How many times have you gone to a bar or a sporting event and you can just tell they don't clean their lines?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh.
the risk we're taking
Yeah.
when we push that out, and
Yeah.
we can't. And if someone is there, and is gluten free, and they order the gluten free menu, and then they go, "Oh, you have a gluten free option," and it's our beer coming out of there.
Yeah.
It's the last thing we want.
Right.
Well, and I think at a more macro level too. We've had on a handful of occasions, folks have come in here, had gluten-free beer, and cried because they've been celiac for so long.
Yeah.
I.e., 20 and 22 years. These two particular cases I remember, and they cried and they said, "I used to love beer, and I haven't had it for over 2 decades."
Wow.
And for us, yeah, you could probably pick it out of a lineup. But for somebody that hasn't had beer in 20 years and loved the taste of beer, it's pretty fucking spot on.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Now, are there certain regulations or rules that you have to follow in order to be able to use that word. Like with organic,
Oh, yeah.
you have to go through this process in order to use that word.
The Department of Agriculture rolls through. They check all of our things. They make sure there's no cross-contamination.
Yep.
They're on top of our licensing, as we are. Corey, follows every rule possible to go ahead and brew this stuff.
Yeah, and there is a difference in the FDA's eyes, and of course there should be, between gluten-free and gluten-reduced.
Correct.
So like most of the ones that use
That's
the
right.
clerics
Yeah.
are gluten-reduced because it had gluten, now it doesn't, or now it has fewer parts. So it all boils down to how many parts per million are left in the final product.
And there's enough out there that do gluten reduced.
Right,
Right.
That
Yeah, and that's the thing. No gluten in,
right.
no gluten out.
Right.
It boggles my mind. I get it's
It's
fad.
to heart with this guy.
Everybody's trying to jump into
He's
the
talking
game.
with his hands.
He is.
So
to heart.
You're
though.
going all Kyle on us right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Hold on, we might
I'm
have
the
a,
Italian one. He's just
it's the Irish guy trying to be Italian. So, no gluten in means no gluten out. It's very freaking simple. Don't play the games. Don't use the clerics. Just make the best gluten-free beer you can.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do.
and we're one of 3 brewers in Pennsylvania that do it.
Yep.
One of
That's
3.
awesome.
Who are the other two?
Wilkes-Barre and Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
so nobody near us.
Right, yeah. That's great. I love that
And
you guys
don't
are doing
try it, motherfuckers.
We watch you.
Damn.
They planted that flag. This is my house.
Jigga.
Chia. I think we should have some fun right now.
Let's hit it.
Are we not?
Are we going to do that?
More fun.
More-
Insert more fun.
we gonna
Insert
play a
more
game?
fun here.
Dan's about to take his shirt off.
What? No,
He's
definitely
Getting
not.
closer and closer.
Yes.
I noticed that layers were coming off.
It's because
Oh,
it's hot
man.
in
I
here.
noticed
Well, keep in mind
that
we were
layers were coming
outside
off.
taping a car bumper in negative 2-degree weather.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty.
pretty toasty in
It was
here.
pretty shitty. So yeah, that music can only mean one thing. Ladies and
Bloodhound
gentlemen,
gang.
no, this is the royalty-free version.
The roof is on fire.
This is everybody's favorite segment of the podcast that we call Happy Fun Time Games, a podcast trivia segment that is not recommended to be operated in temperatures under 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And today,
Like Gorilla Tape?
Whoops.
we are playing, yes, like Gorilla Day, we are playing
Hey, it works.
It did eventually.
Band
Band or
or
beer?
Beer.
I like this game.
Hey, it's a fun game. So this is a
whoop.
game in which I will give you the name of something, and you have to tell me if this is the name of a band or the name of a beer.
Go ahead.
And we'll round robin style. Who goes first? Everybody will give me their guesses in succession, and the one with the most points wins bragging rights.
White.
I hope Kaja Boo Boo is on there.
No, it is not. I will, spoiler alert, tell you that is not one of the names this
I'm
evening.
leaving.
But we will begin,
Bye, Kyle.
as most of the time, to my left.
Yeah.
With Dan, and our first name of the game is I Hate Mondays. Is that a band or a beer?
I'm going to say band. I feel like I've heard of them.
All right, Dan is saying that's a band. Kyle, what do you think?
That's a beer.
That's a beer, says Kyle. Corey?
I'm going to go band.
Corey's saying band. Jason?
I will roll beer. Please.
Rolling beer.
I kind of think it's a beer.
Steph also kind of...
Can I give you the maker of beer?
It's a beer. Yeah, go ahead.
That means it's a beer.
I feel like it's Evil Genius. Straight
It is.
up.
It is not.
Okay.
It
It
does
is not
sound
Evil
like an
Genius.
evil
So
genius.
evil.
However, that's a free commercial for Evil
Yeah,
Genius.
There you go.
We love Luke and the boys.
Yeah, because
I was just there earlier.
we never talk about
That's
that.
where,
Where's your bumper?
That's where the bumper happens.
yeah.
No shit.
It's still there.
We never mention Evil
My
Genius
bumper
on this
barely
podcast.
made it out of Fishtown.
At least it's just your bumper, dog.
It was, in fact, a beer.
Damn it.
Yeah.
A slogan found plastered on the walls of countless uninspired cubicle zombies since at least the mid-'80s is also the moniker of a 9% Imperial Espresso Porter
Wow.
by 350 Brewing in Tinley Park,
If it was
Illinois.
Evil Genius,
Is that
it would
right?
be Case of the Mondays.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody's got a case of the
Shout out to
Monday.
Andrew Marty. He is a Souderton graduate.
Andrew.
Yes.
We love Andrew.
Doesn't know who the Beatles are, but that's okay.
It's a hell of a beer.
I was going to say that. Yep.
I forgot about that.
The beer is made using an exclusive white knuckle roast from Chicago's Dark Matter Coffee. 3.5 pounds of beans per barrel. 350 Brewing says this beer is made so you don't rip your eyeballs out and throw them at your coworkers. Moving on to our next name of the game, and Kyle is going to guess first on this one, and this is Melt Banana. Is that a band or a beer?
That's a metal band from Sweden.
All right, saying It's a band, a metal
Going
band
specific.
from Sweden. There will be bonus points if you get these sorts of details
I
correct.
hope their song is played.
Moving on to Corey.
Melt
Beer.
Melt banana.
Melt banana.
I'm gonna go beer because that's just weird and
Could be a
unfortunate.
Hefeweizen.
I'm going to go beer because it's just
Could be
weird.
a Hefeweizen, but it could be fucking lame. Sorry.
If it's a metal band, it's not lame.
It could be
Metal
either.
bands are
Right,
not
right.
lame.
It could be either.
Melt my banana.
A subtle hint of lemon.
Open the cold.
Potassium.
Do you smell my esters?
A subtle, flaccid banana.
You
Moving
smell
on.
my esters.
Jason, is that a band or a beer?
Hold on,
think
stop.
Saying it's a band.
Hold on, stop.
Hold
He
on,
needs to do
okay.
that again so that
Stop
can be a
the
sound clip.
presses. Hold on,
Let's do it
everybody
again.
quiet. Stop. Wait.
Ready? Do you smell my esters?
Yes.
Do you guys regret coming here?
Wow. No,
Nope.
never.
Yes.
We never regret going anywhere. We always
Nope.
have a great time. Moving on
Most
to
of the time.
Steph. Do you remember what the name was?
Yes, it was Melt Bananas or something, and I'm going to say it's a band.
Or something. No, that is entirely it. It was Melt Banana.
Or something.
Steph saying it's a band. Finally, Dan. Band or beer?
I'm going to say band.
Dan saying band. The only one who was wrong was Corey. Because it is, in fact, a band not from Sweden.
Oh,
Melt Banana is a Japanese band.
Is that right?
of course they are.
Formed in Tokyo
Japanese
in
love their
1992. Yes.
Y'all,
I didn't want to say Chinese. I would have screwed it all up.
They are known for playing extremely fast grindcore, which, by the way, is my
Extremely
favorite.
Can we get a drop
grindcore.
that stuff right
my
now?
favorite
I wish I
genre
had
of
it.
music to say out loud. Isn't it fun to say grindcore?
I think Jason was doing grindcore in 7th grade.
as soon as the polls went in, grindcore.
Y'all ever seen the Japanese band that does the heavy? They're like teeny boppers, 17, 18, and they just
Oh,
they were
baby
on, they
metal?
were on
Oh,
New
yeah.
Year's Rockin' Eve.
Yeah. It's
Aren't
baby
they?
metal.
No, they're Korean.
That was,
I think
they
they are
Korean?
Korean. I think they might.
we
be
do
Korean.
not hate. There's no hate here.
They're not
We
Harry
love Koreans,
Styles.
too.
That's all that matters.
hell yeah.
That is the only measure.
We
that
love
matters.
all people.
If it begs a segue, we brew beers for all
What's
styles
the
and
saying?
all cultures.
Oh, we don't discriminate on the basis of sexual
Oh,
orientation,
yeah.
color,
Yeah,
creed,
yeah.
national
There it
origin, or religion. Golf clap.
Golf clap.
Melt Banana was a band. Is where we landed on that one.
That is where we landed.
Hell of a name.
Moving on to our third name of the game, and Corey is going to guess first on this one, and this is called Tears of My Enemies. Is that a band or a beer?
Oh,
That's beer, sir.
that's close.
That's a beer, sir.
absolutely
Be-
a beer.
and
Jason
beer.
saying absolutely a beer. Steph, what do you think?
I have to say beer.
Steph also saying beer. Dan, do you want to go with
Yeah, let's
peer
go beer.
pressure
Let's
or
go
buck the
beer.
trend?
I'll go
All
beer
right,
pressure.
Dan also saying beer.
I'll go rogue, motherfuckers. What's up?
You'll say band?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you going to say band?
Yeah,
you
go
are
ahead.
the only one who
Band
is
me up.
wrong.
Ah.
Because it is,
What do I
in
win?
fact, a beer. Absolutely nothing.
Beer supply anal.
Celebrating Schadenfreude. Tears of My Enemies is a Scotch barley. A Scotch barrel milk stout by Monday Night Brewing, who say there is nothing more
Pride of
sumptuous
Atlanta.
than the misfortune
Huge fan.
of your enemies. Just as sumptuous, evidently, is roasted barley, chocolate, and caramel malt, and local roasted coffee.
Not to hijack your podcast.
Sounds great.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of the Monday Night Crew.
Oh yeah,
Always have been.
Nice, nice.
I'm glad you went first.
yeah. You really kind of set the tone. See, in this game, you have to have a poker face. If you know the answer, absolutely, you have to pretend like you're thinking about it. Like, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say this. That's okay. Next time.
Especially if you
You'll
go
get it.
first.
Those guys bring the pain. They have
You'll
great
get it
beer.
next time.
I'm with you. I
next.
said beer strictly because of that.
Exactly. That's what happened. That's what happened. You, Jason, are going to guess first on the next one, and this is Puddle's Pity Party.
Wait, say it again?
Puddle's Pity
Can I see the
Party.
label?
Band or beer?
That's a band.
Saying that's a band, Steph.
I'm going to say beer because we're tied for first right now.
Oh, shit's
Dum,
getting
dum, dum.
heavy. Dan, what do you think? Band or beer? Puddle's
Ayo.
Pity Party.
Band. I'm going to go band.
Dan is saying that's a band.
Fuck.
Kyle, what do you think?
Beer.
Beer. Corey, does your answer begin with B?
He has to think about
Don't
it.
distract
Say
him.
no.
My
Say
answer
no.
always begins with P, brah.
Nice.
Bruh.
Puddle's Kitty Party.
Do you even lift, bruh?
Work out.
I should say, he looks like he could lift me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go no. That would be a... What's the contest?
The name?
Band or beer?
That is not a beer.
It's a band.
band,
You're
huh?
saying Puddle's Pity Party is a band.
Oh, that's a band, totally.
Saying it's a band. It is, in fact, a band.
Fuck!
Yeah.
He's lost. Get up the
Puddles.
Stop getting them right.
It's actually a one-man act starring a hulking, unspeaking clown named Puddles. It was the creation of 6'8" singer from Atlanta, Michael Geyer. Love for Atlanta.
6'8".
Not MacGyver.
Not MacGyver, but Michael Geyer,
I'm gonna go with hair.
who used to be part of an all-clown band called Grease Paint.
Is that right?
Yes.
6'8".
He rebranded himself as the sad clown with the golden voice.
Isn't
there
that
he is.
Pennies?
Him, holy
Dan is now
shit
showing a
balls.
picture. Yeah, he sings
Dan
covers
showed
of.
this picture, and I'm afraid.
Can you bring it up? I want to hear something.
Yeah, you may have. He sings covers of pop songs in a sort of mock operatic style.
Oh, he was on.
He is most known for
America's Got Talent.
Postmodern Jukebox.
I think he was on
He was on America's
He was
Got Talent.
probably on
I think
America's
he was
Got
on
Talent.
AGT.
With
That
Howard?
would make sense.
Hey, Howard.
He did a cover of Royals by Lord.
Yes, he was on AGT.
Yeah,
Was he
which
really?
like everybody has heard.
Rails is stuff.
Yeah. Postmodern Jukebox, by the way, really cool. You guys should check it out.
Irony at its finest.
Here we
You're
go.
across from three clowns.
Exactly. Yes. Moving on. Here it is.
I love you to love me. I'm begging you to beg me.
That's great.
I'll be honest, that's not bad. I don't think.
Really playing it out.
It does kind of sound like he's singing into a styrofoam cup in a bathroom.
Or
The
underwater.
The sound quality is not great.
The guy's a
It's somebody's
clown.
cell phone in the audience. That's all.
I
It's a clown.
often sing into a styrofoam cup in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Yes.
The boys try to stop me all the time.
They call
They're
that
like-
praying
they're like,
to the
"Cor,
styrofoam throat."
What are you doing with the styrofoam cup?
Moving on to our last name
Thankfully.
of the game. And Steph is going to guess first on
Go,
this
Steph.
one.
Thank you.
Steph, this is
Wayne.
My Lil Brony. Is that a band or a
That
beer?
has to be a beer.
Saying it has to be a beer. Dan, what do you think?
I think it's a beer.
Dan also saying beer. Kyle,
And I believe bronies are men.
I
that
think we all know what bronies are.
nude though, right? Nude
Well, some.
conventions.
Though there's conventions.
That's a beer.
Tens of thousands saying it's a beer. Corey, what do you think?
What was the name again?
My Lil Brony
Yeah, it's beer.
saying definitely a beer. Everybody said beer so far. Jason, what do you think?
You have to say band.
Peer pressure's a bitch. I'm gonna go beer.
Going to go beer. Everybody is correct because it is
Yeah. Now what, Steph?
a
Jason
beer.
sucks.
It is a nearly sessionable brown ale aged on vanilla beans and maple wood from MIA Beer in Miami, Florida.
Oh, they're fucking
This
great.
brew
Huge
is
fan.
available in standard carbonation and nitro because nitro, like friendship, is magic. We're going to add up the
Well
points
said, well said.
real quick to see who our big
Motherfucker.
winner is today. And it looks like we have a runaway, well, almost a runaway victory, but with a perfect score.
Oh.
5 out of 5.
Whoop whoop.
Jason,
Hey!
hell to the yeah.
Hit him
Tied.
with the high.
There you go, bun.
Tied for second place, Dan and Steph with 4 points apiece.
Yay.
All right.
And
Nice
tied
job.
for the losers bottom with 3 points apiece.
They've been bottoms
SMD.
from jump.
Kyle and Corey. No German sparkle party this time around, but we do have a Polish pickle parade. This is, of course, the part of the podcast where we shout out to our most generous patrons on Patreon, people who keep this train running. People like James Lamberg, Eric Dixon, Joe Mansell, Sloan Peterson, Brian Miles, Oak Brook Brewing Company, Wolfgang Von Kult, Jen McDonnell, Marilyn Engelman, Josh Price, Ron McDonnell, and Victoria Miles. An awesome list that keeps on growing. To find out how
Yay.
you can get your name on that list, go to patreon.com/beerbusters. And Dan, what do we do now?
Go to the bathroom
And pay our tab.
and pay the tab.
Say, Yvonne, remember when I said I'd have to send away to NASA to calculate your bar tab?
Oh, yeah. We all had a good laugh, Mo.
The results came back today. You owe me $70 billion.
Hey guys, we want to tell you about Audible. Audible has audiobooks available for download, and you can listen to them on the go, in the car, while you're jogging, while you're drinking beer. You can find books like Brewing Up a Business, Adventures in Beer from the founder of Dogfish Head Craft Brewery, revised and updated. Find books like that and more at audibletrial.com/beerbusters. Once again, go to audibletrial.com/beerbusters. Get a free 30-day trial of Audible and download and keep one audiobook forever.
This episode is brought to you in part by Loot Crate, which is a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and so much more. You have until the 19th of every month at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, it's over, it's done, it's gone, you missed it. Take my word, you do not want to miss it. By supporting Loot Crate, you also show your support for Beer Busters podcast. You can sign up over at trylootcrate.com/beerbusters and enter the code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on any new subscription. And trust me, as someone who has lots of cool Loot Crate gear, you do not want to miss a single month. That is trylootcrate.com/beerbusters. Enter the code BRIDGE10, like the bridge of the Enterprise, and 10 forward to save 10% off your subscription. No, your beers.
No, your beers.
Steph, what do we have?
I can't hear. There it is. Dan,
Hi.
we have a list.
Yay!
I got a list. Here's the order of my list that it's in.
So Draft
I know
Magazine
that.
recently released their
Relist.
Draft Magazine recently released their list of top 25 beers of 2017.
Or did they relist their lease?
I think so.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Is that what I'm about to do?
So I'm going to tell you their 25, but I'm also going to insert some of my favorites as well.
Hey, Dan. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that.
Please stop talking.
First,
Steph is trying to do something. Please stop talking.
so the first thing. Oh my God, Hulk is going to break through something over here.
Please don't. Please
So
don't kick
so
it.
first,
Please
let's go
don't
through
die.
their
I
list
didn't say shit
of
about shit.
the best hoppy beers, of course, because what else would come
Of course,
first?
yeah.
Stellar Wind from Finback Brewing in Queens, New York, of course, a 10% triple IPA. Number 2, a Northwestern Dippa, Citra BBC Simcoe from Cloudwater Brew
Everybody
from
loves the BBC.
Manchester, UK. So I don't know if they're allowed to do that or not, but that's an Imperial IPA. Number 3 is Grid Hop Butcher for the World. Out of Chicago, an American Pale Ale. Number 4 is Stay Gold from Burial and Interborough, 2 awesome breweries from Asheville and Brooklyn, as it were, an American IPA. Number 5 is Nuclear Haze from Noble Ale Works in Anaheim. I was there. It's awesome there. An Imperial IPA. Number 6, a beer that was just released in cans again today, Mosaic Nerd from Seoul, of course, in Easton, Pennsylvania, represent. And number 7,
It's
Brett
the side
IPA
with the gold medals, right?
from it is the side with the gold and Allagash Brewing out of Portland, Maine. Their Brett beer. Now
Nobody's
my
ever heard
pick
of those guys.
What's your
is
pick?
a hoppy beer that I literally just had last week from Ocelot Brewing in Dulles, Virginia. Hope. It's an American IPA hopped with Galaxy, and all proceeds from the beer are donated to the National Center for Exploited and Missing Children, which is super
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
But the beer is fucking delicious.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So next are the best IPAs reimagined. Number 1 is Home from Reuben's Brews and Siren Craft Brews from out of Seattle and Berkshire, UK again. It is a New England
Man.
IPA.
UK killing it on the
As it
IPAs.
were, with
It's almost
coffee.
as if they
Shout out to
invented
Tom
this
Brady.
style.
Yeah.
All the rings. Number 2 is Triton Project from Modern Times out of San Diego. It's a double IPA with South African hops.
I peeked at your pick, and I agree.
Yeah, my pick for best IPAs reimagined would be any of the gelato beers.
Yes.
Wow, that's
the
a
series.
thing?
From
Is that a
South
thing?
County
Wow.
Brewing, JR, we love you, Fawn Grove, PA. He is just killing it with those beers, and
Those
they are
are
delicious.
OJR, wow.
Incredible.
So
yeah.
next are the perfect porters. Number 1 is Capella Porter from Ecliptic Brewing in Portland, another place I was at. Brewed exactly to style robust porter. I fucking love that they put something on the list that was actually brewed to style. And number 2, All of the Lights from Abnormal Beer Company and J. Wakefield Brewing from San Diego and Miami.
Shout out to Kanye
It's-
West. All of the Lights.
You got it.
album title. Yes.
Imperial Porter with lactose, coffee, and hazelnuts.
You are currently watching the biggest rock star on the face of the planet.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going to say
leave
anything. So I kind of cheated. My first pick was Coco Suave. From Platform Beer Company. I was just out there
name.
a few weeks ago. It's technically a milk stout, but
are
it
there
was
chilies in it?
It was fucking amazeballs. Yes, it was a Mexican chocolate milk
Yeah,
stout
it
with
sounds
cinnamon,
like
red
there's chilies
chilies,
in
and
it.
cocoa nibs.
I
But
might
then
have to top something
I
for
gave
you
in.
in a second.
I gave in, and for porter, I would probably say Misery Wizard. I had that a few months ago from the Vale. It's a 10.7% imperial porter fermented with Ethiopian coffee and sweet cherry puree.
Ooh, nice.
That was pretty
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
amazeballs
that
too.
sounds nuts.
You had that. You were there with me, by the way. I don't know if
He
you remember
knows.
that. So the next category is Barrel Brilliance.
Totally remember that.
I can't pronounce this word. Medianoche? Medianoche?
Medianoche sounds right.
Middle of the night.
Medianoche?
Yeah, Medianoche.
Okay. Medianoche Reserve from Weldworks Brewery in Greenlee, Colorado. I got to visit there this past summer. Their beers are legit. It's a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout with vanilla beans, toasted coconut, and cocoa nibs.
That sounds wonderful.
Number 2 is Three Mats Barrel-Aged Reserve Blend. It is also known as M3 Barrel Magic from Fremont Brewing in Seattle. It's a blended barrel-aged beer. Number 3 is Barris, or Baris, from Warhorse Brewing in Geneva, New York. Bourbon barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout. Number 4 is Oaky Paradise from Prairie Artisan Ales in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Blended barrel-aged beer. And number 5 is High County Cocktail Series Sazerac from Haw River Farmhouse Ales.
You got me. That sounds
North
good.
Carolina. Rye whiskey barrel-aged triple with fennel.
Whoa.
And allspice. My pick, though.
Fancy
Fennel in a
Kinky,
beer.
I like
that's
it.
kinda
My
weird.
pick, though,
Creme fraiche.
is a beer that we had Christmas Eve. 50-cent
Mad Elf Grand
Rosies
Cru.
from well, that beer is fucking amazing, but I picked 50-cent Rosies from Two Rivers
50.
Brewing Company, Easton, PA, where the gold medals live.
That's right.
6.5%, as it were.
6%, Josh.
6%, Josh.
We just getting started.
It
Don't
is
give me that Easton where the gold medals live.
It's a wine barrel aged wild ale aged for 2 summers, blended with 4 pounds per gallon of dark and sour cherries.
That's pretty awesome.
Josh Bushy, you are a god when it comes to the barrels. So moving on, my
Among
absolute favorite category are the lovely lagers. Number 1 is Three Fates from Holy Mountain Brewing. Another fucking awesome brewery. If you've never been there, go to Seattle and go to Holy Mountain. They're awesome. It's a Bohemian Pilsner, as it were. Number 2, Both Ways from Burial Brewing and Threes Brewing from Asheville and Brooklyn. It's an India Pale Lager, which I kind of think is cheating in this category, but whatever. Next is Jesus from Melvin Brewing in Alpine, Wyoming. It's a Mexican-style lager. Number 4 is the Bavarian Pils by Eyinger, which I think is awesome that they put that in there.
Right?
Because...
No shit.
And number 5
That's one of my
is...
favorite beers of all time.
As it should be. It's just perfect.
I lived in Germany for 3 years. It's amazeballs.
It is amazeballs. And number 5 is Vienna Lager from Fram Family Brewers in Hood River, Oregon. Vienna Lager. Of course, my pick, I have to go with Pivo Pils. An American brewed Pilsner. Firestone Walker just knocks it out of the park, and David Firestone is fucking gorgeous. And the final category is Best Farmhouse Ales. De La Sen Beer de Coupage from Jester King Brewing, of course, out of Austin, Texas. A dry hop blended farmhouse ale. Number 2, Gigantic Funkit. It's not that far from Laos from Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales in Dexter, Michigan. This is Hassan with lime peel and palm sugar. Number 3, our 200th brew from the Ale Apothecary in Bend, Oregon, an American Wild Ale. And in number 4, In the Pocket from Crook's Fermentation Project out of Bend, Oregon, American Wild Ale. My pick would be Beer from a Farm from Stickman Brews.
Oh, yeah.
Royersford,
absolutely.
PA. Especially the most recent batch was just utter perfection. American Farmhouse Ale with a big hoppy aroma and flavor, complemented by bready malt character and made, of course, with local malt.
Great logo.
So there you go.
Kudos, boys.
Yeah, right?
There you go. That's all I have.
Ta-da.
Well, that was awesome.
And the beer is coming.
That
I
was
really
a good
enjoyed that.
list.
That was a good list.
I like lists.
Me too.
Beer me! Beer me! Beer me! Beer me!
Round 2, fight.
Oh, that was JR.
It was.
Yes.
The aforementioned JR.
So we're drinking some peanuts.
Is this the one that you
Yeah.
texted me about earlier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Snap.
D's.
Go man.
When Dan's day was going down the toilet, I texted him. I said, "Dude, they just
think?
tapped a chocolate peanut butter beer."
Oh,
What do you think, bro?
Smells
It smells
so
wonderful.
Good.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Smells
really
like-
good.
Like actual peanuts,
I-
peanut butter.
Are you going to rate us?
Maybe.
Okay.
So here's
I
the thing.
can't wait for the Untapped. Awesome.
We were talking about Evil Genius briefly earlier. I had gone on record many times as saying Purple Monkey Dishwasher was my favorite beer.
Yeah, right?
This smells
What do you think?
better.
Just taste it.
Haven't tasted it yet.
Oh
I'm
my
afraid
god,
to.
I can't believe Dan's.
This beer though is
it's my
fucking
boy.
fantastic.
It's delicious.
That's really nice. And what I really like about it is that the name is P apostrophe nuts
And bolts.
and bolts.
Hence
Peanuts
the
and
name.
bolts.
Hey, so
We do construction.
as Kyle was saying,
We build things.
It always comes back to
our
that.
world is
Some of it
blueprints, and
comes
it's all
around.
about building things up, tearing them down, and these nuts
Got
gonna
him.
take care of you.
Yeah. You know, actually, what I really like about this is that this is the kind of beer that normally I would be like, I could have a taster, a half a taster, and be like, okay, now it's a bit much. It's super sweet, and but it actually drinks really easy. Like
yeah.
I feel like I could drink a
It
decent
does.
quantity of this
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not get sick of
I
it.
agree.
That's what she said.
You
I
won't.
agree.
You won't.
So
yeah, it's
how,
simple.
how do you get the peanut flavor in? What's your method?
What's
Well,
your
we have
secret?
a,
What's the secret behind your nuts?
Lots of hair.
The taint is behind the nuts.
It's a delicate balance between dragging things across the beer. So we use a couple of, quite honestly, we use a couple of peanuts.
Jason's just
I
shaking
can't
his
keep it
head.
straight.
Like, I own a business with these guys.
So
Steph made us do it.
Steph?
Steph's like, keep
I
drinking.
think I'm the most sober person at the table right
Keep
now.
drinking.
I don't know.
I
I'm
doubt
pretty
it.
sober.
I'm
just
pretty
saying.
sober.
I don't want to be, but I am.
I'd love to be.
Did he answer that question? Because I have a legit
No, he
question.
didn't.
No.
So
Okay.
use like
It's
peanut
good.
like extract, like
So
a.
yeah, we use we tried a couple different ways when we were creating this beer. We used PP2 to try to give it a little bit of body, but at the end of the day, PP2 ended up being too ridiculous from cost to put it all together. So back it up, Amaretti. They've done a lot of things for us. We have a beer called Catalina Wine Mixer. And they have done amazing things with that beer, and so we brought that beer. We brought the extract in.
Threw it down.
Yep,
Comes together well.
yep.
It really does.
And the rest, as they say,
Is
history.
beer.
Well, you know what? We should shout out Asher's Chocolate, who is around the corner.
sir.
Main competitor of Hershey. They're our local conglomerate. They're a huge chocolate manufacturer up this way. We paired with them. They gave us the chocolate nibs, cocoa nibs, and again, we like to keep our circle tight.
And that's actually
Nice,
a great point. So the base beer on this is our
Keeping it
Asher's
tight.
Double Chocolate Stout. We made a stout. We wanted to do a double chocolate stout, and we reached out to Asher's, who is literally a mile away, and they kicked us the chocolate nibs to make this beer. This beer is ridiculous.
So what makes it double? Is there some other chocolate in it?
No.
Mark Summers makes it.
Double dare. Touche.
Wow. I found the flag. It's in the bottom of the glass.
Yeah, you're slimed, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Yes, he is. So you have a pretty amazing space here, which we've talked about many times before. I'm curious about, now, tonight you're hosting an amazing podcast, but what other sorts of events do you do here?
We do a bunch of different things. So, for example, Sunday we have a workout class here. So what we like to do is we like to utilize the space for multiple different forms
Multiple
and fashions.
different?
Multiple, yeah. Different
Everybody's
forms and
about
fashions.
multiple different, bro.
Again, there's really nothing in this area.
You sound
so,
like the most sober person here. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
It's okay.
So yeah, what we realized is that we have an event space for this area, which really has nothing. So we try to utilize the 3,200 square feet of taproom space when we're not open. So we do workouts, we do yoga, we do bands, we do arts and crafts. So we just try to really
arts and crafts.
community-based things for Harleys.
That's awesome.
We have a kids' room.
I saw that. Yeah, right over here.
Seriously?
correct.
It's like right
That's
to the
correct.
side of the entrance.
Is that where Dan is right now?
It's like walled off. and-
Steph's wandering over there.
yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I'd be
No,
wondering.
yeah, we
away
have
from
we
it.
have a kids' room. It's got a bar leaning. What do you call it? A bar.
It doesn't have
It's
a
got
bar.
leaning rail.
Let's be
a
clear.
leaning-
It doesn't have a bar.
a drink rail,
There you go. Give me that. Let's go drink rail on it. It's
an
got a
apple,
drink rail.
an apple juice rail.
It's got like a half wall.
There you go. Half
Yeah.
wall with a drink rail. Put the kids in. They give them puzzles, crayons, colors. It's got a soft mat for the base. It's simple. So we're open to a lot of family-friendly activities. We understand that today's culture of brewing is all about catching that vibe with the people that are able to pay for it and drink it.
Yeah.
Where you're not going to catch that college kid, and we understand that, so we reach out to the next demographic, which is the young family.
Yeah.
And for them to have a nice night, a stress-free night, we allow them to come out, give their kids a place to play, and them a place to play as well.
Them or the Dinks.
Not Peter Dinklage.
Wow.
Double income, no kids.
That's correct, which is the best.
So the next beer, Mow Down Brown.
Mow Down Brown special brew right here.
Brown.
So Mow Down Brown.
Ooh, I really like that.
Thank you. We brew that once a year.
So this is the first time you've ever brewed it.
Well,
It's our first time, I swear.
everything we brewed is essentially the first time we brewed. But however, so we brewed this for prostate cancer. Actually, the Movember Foundation I've been a part of for 10 years now. And I finally have a vehicle. The ability to change lives and make people aware of men's health through this beer. And that's what we have.
Corey grows a sweet mustache because of it.
It's ridiculous. It's horrible.
Well, the beer's good. That's all that matters. Your
Yeah,
mustache
that's
can
great.
suck, but as long as you're making...
Right on.
I really thought you were going to say your mustache can suck it.
Yeah.
But this
well,
beer
your
is
mustache
good.
can do that, too.
Portions of the... Go ahead. Yeah, Jay, you came in
Well,
hot.
you guys can't finish each
You
other's
came in
sandwiches?
Proceeds. That's great.
Portions of the proceeds go to.
They go to the foundation. So for every...
The Movember Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movember Foundation.
Which is for prostate cancer.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, and like men's health in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So the best part about the Movember Foundation, I'm going to back it up. My father-in-law had prostate cancer, and when he came down with it, it was a challenge to how to figure out how we can take care of him. Being a growing brewer at the time, I was at Neshaminy, and it was like, well, I really wish I could do something about this. And so I developed this beer, and it's called Movember Brown, and I apologize. It was all about taking care of the people that love us. So we have men in our lives, I'm sorry, guys, that want to take care of us.
Don't cry.
Yeah.
To heart again.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting to the heart of things here.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Tears
love
coming.
it.
Tears coming. So we have people in our lives that want to take care of us, and the best we can do is take care of them. And there's no brewery in America that does anything to take care of the guys. We all drink beer, we all wreck, but at the end of the day, what are we going to do? So Movember Brown was born. So $1 from every pint that we brew goes to the foundation. It's about mental health. It's about prostate awareness. And that's a little uncomfortable and nobody wants to talk about it. But that's what we do.
although to be fair, I feel like we've talked about more uncomfortable things this evening than that.
Great point.
I mean, really,
That's true.
That's
if you
actually-
really think about it,
Yeah,
you know.
It's actually a great point. When it comes down to it, you talk about all these weird things, and everybody's like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you can get yourself checked,
Get it checked.
take care of yourself. But the great part about Movember is it has grown beyond the check.
Yeah.
Stinky finger.
Steph, you wouldn't know about it.
That would be a better name than Movember.
But
Well, doesn't Zero Day, they have the
They do have one. Yeah.
double finger or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Or
For a free beer, can anybody tell me what the color is of Prostate Awareness Month?
Brown. I'm sorry.
That's the low-hanging fruit.
I know.
You're better than that.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
I don't know.
Yellow?
Maroon.
I don't know.
Coming from a contractor who built a colonoscopy center, 2 floors,
Gunmetal gray.
I can tell you that the color of Prostate Awareness is blue.
Should be.
I don't
That
know
makes sense.
why, but it's blue.
well, I give the pink and blue.
Oh,
Pink
yeah.
is breast cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Blue
Okay.
balls.
Yeah.
Then again, men can get forms of breast cancer.
Well, you know,
they
pink,
sure can.
pink used
Imagine
to be,
being that guy. That'd be tough.
Did
Yeah.
you know
I feel like I'm going to be that guy.
pink used to be a color for boys and blue used to be a color for
Now,
girls?
now are you
What?
talking about pink
When?
from Doylestown, Pennsylvania?
When
the
was
singer,
this?
or-
No,
When
I'm
did-
talking about the shade.
We're talking about pink with an I.
When?
The
How
hue.
long ago was that?
in like the 20s or 30s. It swapped.
What?
Yeah,
They
seriously.
were just like all like, all right, we're
You know,
cool
pink,
with this.
Pink was boy, blue was girls.
The colors gender swapped?
Yeah, and then
You
and then,
know the most random shit.
That's some
yeah,
random
and then
shit.
actually it was
and
like
then
a,
the world was like, fine.
It was like a homemaker's magazine that like decided to say no, it's the other way
This is
around.
the way it's going.
And like everybody was like, okay, that's how it's going to be now.
Wow.
Yeah. The point is that
you should see Steph's face right now.
the point is that
I'm seriously thinking about this.
it doesn't really matter. Is the
No,
point.
it doesn't
Right.
fucking
Like
matter.
that's the point.
It's true, but when you put a pink shirt on as a guy, everybody's like, "Whoa!"
No, I feel like it's cool now.
Yeah, not
totally.
anymore.
So where are we going here?
We're going to the third beer,
All right.
which is
All
Red
right.
Line Edits.
Yeah, red line edit. This
It's a red rye IPA.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it, Kyle.
It's a beautiful taste. We got about a 6.2 on the Richter scale.
Or a 7.3.
And it's not Richter.
I don't think that's what
No.
we call it.
I'm just joking.
I think that's something completely different.
Not Andy Richter.
This is one of Corey's faves, one of my faves. He hits it well every time. The rye gives it a little spice on the front, clears it out in the back. The bitterness stays around, but not for too long. Don't let it fool you,
It cleans up nice.
because you can come back around to it and it tastes just as great. the
He's
next
pretty
time.
good at describing beer.
He is, yeah. It's almost like he owns a brewery.
Why the hell do you think I'm here?
It's really good. I like a good rye IPA.
Yeah. No, this is strong.
definitely-
Because other than this, I would put this right up against Terrapins if
Yeah.
you've had theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
And that thing was the balls before I met Corey, and I was like, holy fuck. This
I
thing,
always really
this
like
thing's killer.
Dock
That's how most
Street's.
people react to me.
Is it called anything other than rye IPA?
I don't think so. I think it's
Dock, is it just Dock Street rye
Doc,
IPA?
They got solid.
It's really good. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's super
I'll
good.
check her out.
It's nice and I mean, it's a crushable. I don't know what the ABV actually is as far as like
6.6.
if it's technically sessionable, but it's like it's super good. Like you get, I don't know, and this beer too. What I like about like a good rye IPA, like this is like you get that sort of punch of character and
Yeah.
complexity,
Yep.
but it's still drinkable.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I can only just like
You can
sip
have
it
a
and be
few.
like, whoa,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's still like you can. you
It
can-
cleans up after
Yeah,
itself.
and it cleans up nicely. Yeah.
Did I say that?
That's my phrase.
Everybody.
I
said
haven't
that.
used it in
I was
a
going
while.
to say, you haven't said that in a while.
That's good.
For the
This would
listeners,
be
they're
good in a
actually
can.
drinking the beer. By the way, they're
Yeah.
not. They're
Well,
not
yeah.
discarding them, or they're not.
That's why we do the
Yeah,
podcast.
you guys are real.
Yeah.
You guys are the real deal.
We're not pretending.
Trying to have fun.
Right.
We actually do enjoy drinking beer.
So we have one more.
One
I am
final
excited
beer.
for this one.
I just want to know about the name.
Is it Wendy? Is that what it says?
Wendy. We were all sitting around the office. I distinctly remember it. And I was like, yo, we got this beer. It's a mango peppercorn saison. What are we going to call it? Slick over here. Jay. I was like, the only thing we're going to call this is Wendy Peppercorn.
From the Sandlot,
To be honest, I didn't get
The
the,
hot
reference.
lifeguard.
dude. That's the second
Yes,
sports
thank you,
one.
Joe.
That, remember, you didn't like the Eagles. You didn't
Yeah.
like the.
This
I don't-
guy, no, he
Good
likes
for you.
nothing related to
Good
I
for
sports.
don't. I don't
Good for
support.
him. Good for
I
him.
don't
Nothing.
know.
Nothing.
Though I have seen that movie and it's a good movie,
It's
but
a
I
good
don't remember that reference.
But good for you,
Steph, I'm going to
Love
break this
that.
down for you
Good
real
call.
quick.
Good call.
Steph, you take a sip, you take it back, you get the zest of the peppercorn. Again,
This
it
guy.
cools out with the mango.
Yeah.
The mango slowly takes it down into the saison, and bang.
I feel like he's rehearsed.
You know what
that.
it needs?
He's like the
Go ahead.
critique
You
for
know
the
what it
everyman.
Go ahead.
Dude, I just
Do not say
touched
it.
myself.
A habanero.
God damn you.
Whoa.
We already have one of those.
Do you have a spicy beer on tap now?
Nope.
I may be able to pull
He's got a
something.
Ah, here goes the brewer's mind.
That's for last call.
That might be our last call beer.
I gotta say, like,
You think
when
that needs a habanero?
I looked through the
Everything
You
needs
think the
a habanero.
peppercorn needs a habanero?
list and I saw this
I do.
beer.
It's already spicy.
I was
Not
so
that kind of spicy,
looking
though.
forward
You're looking for the final spice.
to getting to the end of the tasting. I don't care that nobody's listening to me. I'm still
I'm
talking.
listening
Go
to
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
I sort of am.
This is
words.
totally my kind of beer, and this is awesome.
I'm with you, man. Me too. That's one of my
Yeah.
top two favorite. That and the Barleysville Brown. Yep.
So good.
Two
Little
very
tart.
different beers. Yep.
Yep, a little bit
Agreed.
of tartness.
Agreed.
Really nice.
Drinks almost like a little sour.
A little
and then
bit.
it
Just a
little
hits you
bit,
with
yeah.
the saison.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, let's be
Saison-
honest.
the
At
Saison yeast-
7.8,
Just
Yeah.
The saison yeast
That
drops
works.
back into it.
One thing I did notice, actually, when I was looking at your tap list before we started, because I wanted to get like a full pour of something, you guys have a lot of stuff that's sort of up there. Not super up there in ABV,
That's
Yeah.
super.
but you don't have a lot of things that live around like 5.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's all me.
He's got a problem.
So I have a problem. And that's a great point. At the end of the day, I believe sessions are played. You want to have a session. At the end of the day, you want to hang.
Right. Okay.
We want to hang. We want delicious beers. We want beers that expose you to something you never had before.
Mm-hmm.
We want beers that blow your mind. And if you're a Sally,
Corey doesn't do anything small. I think Kyle can attest to that.
thank you,
Fair
sir.
Right.
Fair enough. Well, and do it but the thing is, it's not like ridiculous. It's not like everything's 12%. Like, because there's a lot of 6s, 7s, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you skew higher, but it's not like super high.
So you come to Blueprint, it's time to play. We have amazing
We
beers.
don't fuck around.
Yes,
No
sir.
fuckery.
We don't fuckery. No fuckery here.
We have been known to expose fuckery late night. We've exposed fuckery.
No, we ain't scared to roll a session.
Now, last call, there might be some fuckery.
Well, there always
We're getting
is.
close to
We
that.
are close to
always
fuckery
is.
then.
We are close to fuckery.
All right, why don't
So
we
if you want to get more fuckery,
expedite
you can
this
find
trip?
Blueprint on Twitter at blueprint_brews, Facebook.com/Blueprint Brewing, and on Instagram at Blueprint Brewing.
And of course, the website, blueprintbrewco.com.
All the blueprint you could want.
.co.uk.
No, not that. They just make New England
Or
IPAs.
check us out on Dogpile.
They're on Dogpile. And Craigslist, casual
This
encounters.
is the most I've heard anybody mention Dogpile
That
in
is a
15
great-
years.
That's a win. That's a win.
Yes.
So dude just mentioned casual encounters.
Yes.
No.
That is a dark section of the internet.
It is, but that's
Wait,
actually
what?
how we all met.
All right, well, let's save that.
For next time.
Yeah, that's going to be a
No,
last
we're gonna save that for
call.
last call.
That's a last call conversation.
Yeah, that
So,
is a last call conversation.
If you guys want to hear the true story of how these three fucktards met,
Give us a
Bumpers
fucking
and
$1.
Casual encounters.
sign up to become a
Only we
patron
can call ourselves that.
on patreon.com/beerbusters. Of
Why
course,
are you
you can
taking
check us
your
out
headphones off? It's not over yet.
at beerbusterspodcast.com,
Careful.
on the socials, on Instagram and Twitter. We are, to make it easy, at Beerbusters, and search for Beerbusters Podcast on Facebook. And Dan, we have a phone number, don't we?
Yes, we do.
It contains the numbers 9 and 1, but 2 of one and not 1 of the other.
Wow, that was 805-991-BEER. That is 805-991-2337.
Call me maybe.
Call us, maybe.
Go
Well,
Carly.
No, call me, because I'm the
Yeah.
only one that really
Hot
gets it.
tune.
Yeah.
He's the only one who gets it. The rest of us are too dumb.
Yeah, the rest
Dan
of you.
gets it.
The rest of you, fucktards. That's what we call a callback. We're missing somebody, but that's okay because
It's fine.
I feel like
He'll be back.
we should probably
wrap
We'll end
this shit up.
and
yeah,
then he
wrap
can
it up
tell
and go
a
to last
story
call.
on last
He'll tell us about the casual encounters there. But guys, we can't thank you enough for having us out here. This is a lot of
Yes.
fun.
And thank you for your
We-
patience.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
We
you for
appreciate
your,
you guys coming out.
Thank you for your patience. My poor deceased bumper says
Your
thank you as
goddamn
well.
bumper.
Goddamn
R.I.P. that
bumpers.
bumper.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it in the fire.
R.I.P. indeed.
Nah, well, I mean, it's still in the car now. I need it for now, but in the next couple of weeks, it will not be
Or-
in the car anymore.
RSVP your bumper.
Let's get you a new car.
I mean, my lease runs
Yes.
up next month, so
Let's
yeah.
talk about this. What are we gonna get?
I'm eyeing up a Chevy Cruze.
Ooh, you're gonna go another Chevy?
Well, no, right now I have a Mazda.
We're going to put it on,
You're
we'll,
gonna go to a Chevy.
we'll
Yeah.
put it on the
You
Beerbusters
need
card.
a Subaru.
I think you should go with a truck.
I'll go Subaru.
I think
As
you should
always.
go Dodge Ram.
Yes.
This is Dan Baker.
Well,
This
guys,
is a
thank
lot of
you.
vamping.
Thank you for having us out here. It's been a lot of fun. I am Dan Baker, joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and the demented and fermented.
Wayne Baker.
Lots of bumpers were harmed in the making of this episode.
but no squids.
No squids. We'll see you next time.
The taint is behind the balls.
I don't want no squids.
You guys do a nice job.